Okay, welcome back. We've already worked on lots of parts of this object. We need to work on the back part, so let's get that done. What I'm going to do is open up an Explorer view, and I'm going to unhide the main body over here, which I happen to have hidden. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select both halves of the main body over here, and then I'm going to go to Polygon Mode. I'm going to select these two back polygons, and then I'm going to grow the selection once, so that I get all of these polygons, basically this kind of shell of polygons in the back of the computer. Once I do that, I'm going to go to my context menu and I'm going to hit extract polygons and delete. That way I can rip these things out of the object here, which is what I want to do. Then I'm going to select everything and I'm going to hit freeze M, freeze modeling, clean that up. Then I'm going to select everything except the back part. And I'm going to hit H to hide it. Okay. Now you notice that SoftImage may have created this this null over here when I ripped off this back part. Let me go over here to the Explorer view. Here's the null. It's in green. I'm going to click this little plus icon to expand it. Select the two objects that I have here in my view over here, the two back objects I created, and just come down here to the constrain menu and hit the cut button, and then select that null in your view and just hit delete to get rid of it. We don't need that. So I'm going to take these two back parts that I've created, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down Alt and right click to open this context menu, and I'm going to go down to the merge option down here, make that one object, take the tolerance down to 0. Okay, what I want to do is I want to get rid of the cut that's in the middle here, basically this blue edge that represents the fact that these two halves are not welded together. So I'm going to increase the tolerance just a hair, and then that's going to stick that together, and this line should turn from blue to white. I'm going to hit the delete button also in that PPG, and I should end up with something that looks like this. Now I don't need this edge in the middle, so I'll select this edge, hold down Alt, middle mouse button click, so it selects the entire loop. Hit delete on the keyboard to get rid of it. Then I'm going to select this edge here, Alt, middle mouse button click that edge to select the ring of edges all the way around, as you can see. Then I'm going to go to my context menu, and I'm going to hit subdivide edges evenly to kind of slice that down the middle right there and create this type of geometry. Then I'm going to hit freeze M to freeze that and keep it clean. Okay, now the next thing I need to do is I need to set up my reference image, because right now I haven't set up a reference image for the back. So you can see this viewport down here in the lower left has a reference image of the front, but now we're working with the back. So what I'm going to do is come up here to my top left viewport, viewport A. And if you remember, this is the one that we used to create our left view over here. We're going to use it to create a back view. Okay, so we'll come up here, we'll click on front, and if you remember from a while ago, we had to right mouse button click on the X, I believe it was. What we're going to do is right mouse button click on the Z, and you'll notice that the little manipulator down here, the world coordinate icon down here, which is pointing X to the right, is going to flip. So when I right click on Z, that flips, and now the X is pointing to the left. That means we're looking at this from the back. That's what I want. I'll go over here to where it says wireframe, click on that to open up the menu. I'll click on rotoscope, and I'll go to new from file, and I'm going to select the back image. It's called back, it's a JPEG. I'm going to hit OK, and you should get this back image right here. If I maximize this, you'll see that we have an image that pretty closely matches up with our geometry here. Looks pretty good. This is what we're going to be using. So go to Polygon Mode and select this back polygon, which is this one right here, this big back polygon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to inset that polygon just a bit here, get the sides to match up pretty good. Again, the image is not perfect, but gives us a good starting point. With this polygon still selected, I'm going to go to the scale tool, and I'm going to just scale this in a little bit, just to match up with the image a little bit better. Maybe I'll go to this edge that's on this side over here. Maybe I'll move that in just a bit like this, just to match up with the image again a little bit better. So I basically, if I go to my camera view, I should end up with something that looks like this. I'm going to take this polygon here, I'm going to hit Control D to extrude, and I'm going to push it in just a little bit. Something like this looks pretty good. So just a bit like that. And actually, I think that might be a little bit too much. Let me pull it. Well, now I'm just nitpicking. I'm going to leave it alone. That looks pretty good. Now with this polygon selected, I'm going to right click, go to my context menu, and I'm going to go to extract polygons and delete. I want to rip that out into a new polygon. Select both of these guys, freeze modeling to keep it clean. I'm going to take this polygon, which is basically that one right there, that new object that I created, this one right here. Okay. And with that object selected, I'm going to hit enter on the keyboard to open up its PPG here, and I'm going to rename it. I'm going to call this rear panel just to keep things nice and organized. And then I'm going to hit H to hide it. I'm going to select this guy here and make sure this PPG is still open. If not, hit enter on the keyboard to reopen it. I'm going to rename this guy. I'm going to call it rear metal fold, not gold, fold. And again, being organized and renaming things properly will just help you work faster and more efficiently down the road. So what I'm going to do is zoom in here. I'm going to take this polygon, Alt middle mouse button, click on that polygon, just to go ahead and select the entire loop of polygons all the way around. And I'm going to hit delete to get rid of that. And I should end up with something that looks like this. Okay, so that's going to do it for this video. In the next video, we're going to see how to start to make the details on the back of that metal fold to make it look more like the image.